All I'm saying.
Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Light Movie Reviews, where we do reactions and reviews to TV shows, movies, and other digital content. So today we're taking a break from our documentary series, and I'm going to be reviewing and reacting to Disney Plus remake of the 1883 book called Pinocchio. This is the live action version. So before we jump more into that, you know what I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Share this video with your friends and family. As always, don't forget to hit me up on my other digital platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. So let's just jump right into this. Like I said, we're going to be reviewing the live action of Pinocchio. So we have Tom Hanks as Geppetto. We have Cynthia Erivo as the Blue Fairy. Benjamin Ainsworth as Pinocchio. Shocked me out of everybody that Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays Jiminy Cricket. And we have another favorite of mine, Keegan Michael Key, who plays the fox. There are other characters, but these are the ones that stood out the most. So for anybody who's never seen Pinocchio, I'm just going to give you a little bit of the plot. Basically, it is a clockmaker who had this desire to be a father. So he creates a puppet, a marionette for some people, made out of wood, called Pinocchio. And in the midst of all of him wishing upon that star, you know, that famous Disney Fantasia line, Cynthia Erivo, the Blue Fairy, comes in and makes Pinocchio alive but not a real boy, and tells him if he tries really hard and be positive and always be truthful and selfless, he can become a real boy. So we just watch these adventures and everything that he goes through to try to become a real boy. So that is the plot, pretty much the basis of this movie. So I'm going to talk about the things I liked, the things I didn't like, what I recommend you guys giving this a watch, and where it falls in our stars category. So right out the gate, Tom Hanks never disappoints. I mean, I knew he was going to be amazing. I don't know if you guys have seen Polar Express, which is one of my daughter's favorite Christmas movies. He plays multiple characters, different voices. He's amazing. So I knew he was going to smash playing Geppetto. Like I said a few moments ago, Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays Jiminy Cricket, and I did not know it was him generally when I went to see what the cast was going to look like. He does an amazing voiceover for this character. Cynthia Erivo, beautiful skin, milk chocolate, and her beautiful voice. Even though she was only in this movie for like literally 10.5 seconds, she did amazing. So I do have to say the cinematography in this live action was great. I mean, the CGI was very seamless, from the scenes where Geppetto goes to look for Pinocchio and they're on the ocean and you see this huge sea monster, which is basically a whale, swallow them up. I thought that CGI of all of that was done great. It was seamless. I can't say I was a huge fan of the live action, and that's probably, I'm a biased person, probably because when I watched the original, it just wasn't one of my favorite Disney stories. But the voice acting of Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket, the fox, those actors, they did so good. Benjamin Ainsworth, his voice was so cute and it fit Pinocchio's character, and he sounded very similar to the person who voice acted him in the original cartoon. So another thing that I really did like, the movie was an hour and 51 minutes long. It didn't seem that long because it did keep you engaged somewhat. So that was a huge positive for me, because you know, most Disney movies are between an hour and 30 and 2 hours long. And most of the time when they're 2 hours long and they're not superhero movies, they kind of drag on. This one didn't do that for me. I will say I remember Jiminy Cricket being in the movie a lot longer in the cartoon than he was in this live action. He was in probably like 3 or 4 scenes and not for very long. So that is one of the negatives that I will say about this live action. I feel like each character has such short spans of time on screen in this live action opposed to the cartoon. Like the fox and his little lackey, they were only in the first 15-20 minutes of this movie. And don't get me wrong, Keegan-Michael Key, he's great. He's funny no matter what he's doing. If he's in the movie, if he's voicing a character, it's always a slam dunk for him. But he was literally in the movie for like 2 seconds. And I really remember in the original that's how Pinocchio learned how to lie, from the fox. But they don't show that in this live action. Some of the scenes did feel rushed to me. That's another negative. I'll give you an example. When Geppetto finds out that Pinocchio was missing because he went to the school and he wasn't there, because we see that the kids made fun of him and told him that he didn't belong there. So Geppetto, feeling sad and helpless and felt guilty that, man, I shouldn't have sent him to school. That scene kind of felt rushed. It went from him, I'm saying, oh God, what's going to happen? And then boom, he's on the sea looking for Pinocchio because someone told him he ended up going to the land of possible. I could be wrong with that. Do not quote me. But even that scene when Pinocchio gets taken, by the Italian guy who does the marionette puppet shows. That scene lasted for about 10 minutes and I just felt that it was really rushed. Again, I know I keep saying going back to the original and the cartoon, all these things felt longer to me. It could be because we're adults and when we watched it, we were kids, so everything felt like days and hours or whatever. But I really, in saying that negative, in this positive, the young girl who plays the marionette who has like braces on her legs, so she feels like she's a real live puppet like Pinocchio. I like their interactions. Her voice was beautiful when they sang together. And even the guy who played the grumpy Italian man who was like physically mean to both the marionette girl and Pinocchio, it went really fast, and that's a negative. But I love the scene that they were in together. The song that they did, it was great. And the famous scene in a cartoon where he sings "No Strings on Me," Benjamin Ainsworth did amazing. It was so good. I loved it. I can't remember in the original if he became a real boy. I feel like he did, but I could be wrong. But that was just my disappointment that we didn't see him become a real boy. But to kind of like give it a soft blow so it's not a complete negative for me, I like the moral of the story when we see what happens with Geppetto when they escape getting from being eaten from that whale. And Pinocchio does everything and he tells the truth and he tries to save his dad. So he did all these selfless acts. And Geppetto's like, I love you. Like, basically, like, if you came from me, I made you. You're my son. I love you, love you, love you. It was a great moral code in this movie in the live action. And so I do want to say that's a positive, even though he didn't become a real boy for us to see. So in general, I feel like it was more positives than negatives, me watching this film. So would I recommend you guys giving this a watch? I do. I think if you have young children and you've watched the original, I think it would be a good family movie, especially for the adults, to see this new version and the kids getting to experience a new Pinocchio from themselves. And then, in the meantime, go back and watch the original and see if they like it. So where does Pinocchio the live action fall in our stars category? I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because, like I said, a lot of the scenes were rushed. A lot of the scenes were cut short that I remember from the original. And I really believe that Tom Hanks and the little boy Benjamin Ainsworth really held this movie up. And I just think it could have been a little bit better. So we are at the end of this video, guys. Thank you as always for watching it. and subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to see when I upload new content. So as always, be safe, be courageous, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.